Now that your child is in school, who is responsible for their success? The truth is, every child has the propensity to succeed in school and in life. The difference lies at the level of parental involvement. Having had the opportunity to teach home and abroad, and from experience and research, I can boldly say that children whose parents are actively involved in their education are more likely to succeed in school and in life than children whose parents are not. As a parent, it is vital to give your children unwavering support if you consider education as a way of giving a future to your children because they need you. Maybe you have been wondering how this video is for you. So watch this video to the end because I'll be giving you a step-by-step guide on how you as a parent can support your child throughout their learning journey and help them to come out and live the best of their life. You're welcome to Season 1, Part 2 of Higher Life. On Higher Life, we look at how we can make the most of every opportunity and how best we can do the things we already are doing in order to live the best of our life. We are in Season 1 of Higher Life, looking at education as an opportunity. And in our previous edition, we looked at the role of parents in child education, and our focus was on preschool preparation, how you as a parent can prepare your child and condition them for outstanding success in school and in life. And today, we are going to look at how you can support your child in school. And I'll be giving you a step-by-step guide on how you can do so to support your child in school, to have outstanding results and come out to experience the best of life. How much I do, let's get started. The first point I would like us to look at is visit to your child's school. There are many reasons why you should visit your child's school. Firstly, it's a great way of showing them that you care and that you love them. There is this excitement, this joy that beams the faces of children when their parents come to school to visit them. You will see them pointing, that's my dad, that's my mom. Very happy and excited. So visiting your child's school will help them to know that you care for them, you love them, and that you are serious with what you are doing. Also, when you visit your child's school, you get to meet your child's teacher because it's important that as a parent, you get to know your child's teacher, talk with them, and maybe discuss about your child. You see, one of the biggest concerns when it comes to teaching and learning is behavior. You may talk to your child's teacher about their behavior. You tell your child how they behave, and that is a great way of helping them to deal with their child at home. What is it that you tell your child when you want to have them do something? What is it you do to get them do things? It's important for you to let the teachers know so that they can really know exactly how to help your child in class. Also, when you visit your child's school, you get to be aware of your child's learning environment. Sometimes you can be allowed to even visit their classrooms. You get to know how things are done in the school, what is required of you as a parent, and how best you can support your child at home. So, if you have not been paying a visit to your child in school, please do so. Pay a visit to your child's school, get to talk to your child's teacher, and make sure your child sees you when you visit the school. They will be so happy that you came. The next thing I want us to talk about is have a copy of your child's timetable. This is essential. but many people just don't consider it as important. Having a copy of your child's timetable will help you to select their books, the textbooks, the workbooks, and whatever they will need for the lessons of the day, to avoid overloading, especially if your children are still very young. Usually we find children coming to school with very big school bags full of books and textbooks because they didn't have the timetable. They were not able to select what they needed for the day and they just carried everything. This may deal a heavy blow to your child's health. You see, so to avoid overloading, make sure you have your child's timetable and help them to select only the books they need for that day. Having a copy of your child's timetable will equally help you to be able to prepare your child for the next day's lesson. Like maybe if they have English, chemistry, math, or whatever subject, you may be able to sit down with your child and have a look at the assignments and the homeworks that were given and have them done with them so that you prepare them for the next school day. The third point I would like us to talk about is get their weekly newsletter or learning trail. Some schools call it newsletters, others call it learning trail. So it's important to have this newsletter, weekly newsletter. Weekly newsletters or learning trails, they give you information on what will be done for the whole week. So you are aware of what your child is doing for the week. And this also will help you to be able to focus, to know exactly what you can help your child with throughout the week. And you will be able also to track their progress when they come back home. You'll be able to know exactly what they did. And this takes me to the fourth point, which is getting feedback from your child. You invested and you don't want to lose after investing. So make sure you keep track of what your child is doing in school by asking them. Let them be the ones to tell you what they did in school. You can even ask them to teach you what they learned. You know, it's a great way of keeping them alert and making sure that they are focused in class when they go to school. Like I pointed out in the previous video, you need to have expectations for your child and let them know that these are my expectations. And one of them is the fact that you go to school, whatever you learn for that day, you are going to come back and tell me and even teach me if possible. So it's a great way of keeping them focused and alert in class. The fifth point is find out if there are assignments and homework. Most often children don't like doing assignments and homework. So as a parent, make sure when your children come back from school, find out if there are assignments and homework. And you can even contact the teachers to know if assignments were given or homework so that you can monitor them to ensure that they do assignments. The importance of assignments and homework cannot be overemphasized. When children do assignment, they get to deepen their knowledge and understanding of what was taught in class, especially if it relates to real life. So make sure you monitor them as they do the assignment and help when it's necessary. But don't be the one to do your child's assignment for them or homework. Just monitor and guide them through. The next point, the C point, is inspect results of graded tasks, tests, and quizzes. Graded tasks, tests, and quizzes showcase your child's performance in class. And when you inspect their grades, you get to know your child's strengths and weaknesses and how you can come in as a parent to support them if they're not doing well. You can even talk to their teacher to find out the best way you can support your child to improve on their grades in class. Okay, so make sure you inspect their grades. It's important. The seventh point is talk to your child's teacher regularly. Why? To track progress and behavior. Yeah. Make sure you call your child's teacher if you need to. Find out from them, how is my child behaving in class? How are they performing? You see, this is a great way of tracking their progress. The eighth point is teach your child how to live a healthy life. Living a healthy life means eating healthy food, having a routine, daily workout routines with your child, exercising, and making sure that your child goes to sleep early enough. All these help to boost their brain development and keep them healthy and strong as they go through their education. Make sure they are living a healthy life. You may want to find out from a dietitian what you should be giving your children to eat in order to keep them healthy. What you give them for breakfast matters, because some children start sleeping as early as the first period of the day. Children start sleeping in class, and that is not good for their learning. At times when sleep comes, you cannot stop it. You cannot. Even when they stand up, they are not at ease. So make sure what they eat in the morning will keep them awake in class. And also what to give them, what to put, what to package in their lunch boxes is also very healthy for them. The next point I want us to look at is personal hygiene. Keeping clean is a way of avoiding germs and getting sick. So make sure your child is in good hygienic condition. They brush their teeth in the morning, they have their bath in the morning before they come to school, to avoid mouth odor or body odor. Because usually children are grouped. They do group work because learning now is student-centered. So most often they work in groups. And if your child has mouth odor, they will be despised by their peers and avoided and excluded in class activities. This affects children tremendously, and parents may not be aware that this alone can disconnect your child from learning. It can just take them off and they will lose focus in class because of this. Just imagine a child being despised and avoided by their peers. They will not feel comfortable. So their hygiene is very important. Also, always ask your child if they are facing challenges like bullying, conflict at school, because most often this point I want to highlight, it affects mostly children with disabilities. Maybe a child that is lame, a child with strabismus and all that. Usually they face a lot of bullying at school because some children, being children, tend to mock them, use some unkind words, and this affects them. So always try to talk to your child, be their friend, find out if they're doing well in school, and come in as a counselor. Be your child's first counselor. Talk to them, give them confidence, words that make them feel good about themselves, feel confident about themselves, because if you don't, their peers will do, or their teachers will do, and you don't want this to happen to them. I would also like to say that discussing your child's relationship with their peers and their teacher is fundamental, because in school a lot happens. At times when relationship between a child and another child is strained, or a child and the teacher is strained, it causes them to lose focus. And when they lose focus, they will go to school day in, day out, and they come back home with nothing. So always prompt them. You know your children and how you can get information from them. Always prompt them. Find out who are your friends. How do you relate with them? What do you talk about? And how is your teacher? And this takes me to the next point. Always avoid criticizing your child's teacher, because When you criticize your child's teacher, no matter what they tell you about the teacher, it shapes their way of seeing the teacher. It causes them to disrespect your teacher, and this may have a ripple effect on their classmates. Because when they go back home, they'll say, my father said my teacher is like this, my teacher is like that. So avoid criticizing your child's teacher, because this will affect them negatively. I also want to encourage you parents to subscribe to online platforms. There are online platforms specially designed for your child at their level, with games and worksheets and many other things that can help you give extra support to your children at home. So I'll be doing a video on this later, but for now, find out what are those learning platforms that you can subscribe to. Some are free, some you have to pay some money in order to be able to have access. But make sure you find out and get your child subscribed. One thing I mentioned in my previous edition is praying for your children. Never stop praying for your children. Pray for them that the wisdom of God guides them through their learning. Pray for them that they are preserved as they go out. They are preserved from evil, because life is not all that you see. Always pray for your children. Pray that they are of good behavior. Pray that they are successful in all that they do in school. Pray, pray, and pray. Never stop praying. It's important. And lastly, I would like to emphasize that your love for your children matters. Your love matters. Love your children no matter what. Encourage them. Even if they're failing, use positive words. When you use positive words on a child, they start acting positively. I have used it on my children and it's working for me. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you are proud of them, that they never give up. Don't tell your child you're so dull, nothing can come out of you, this and that, just because they are not meeting your expectations. Always encourage them. They are children and you are there to guide them. If you are there to support them, they will not fail. They will not be dull. So your love for your children matters. Love them no matter what. Stand by them. Advocate for them. If it means going to school when something goes wrong, or if they come back home complaining about one thing or the other, go to school and talk to teachers. Find out what happened. Let them know that you are there for them. All right? You don't want to invest and lose, as I said. Make sure you are there to support them and give them your best, so that at the end, you will rejoice, you'll be proud of your children, and they will be proud of themselves, and they will be able to sail through life with ease and live the best of their life. This is all I have for you in this edition. Thank you for watching, and if you have not yet subscribed, please click the subscription button right away, not later. Please support this channel by liking and commenting, because when you do so, you expose the video to a wider audience. And please share the video. Many parents need to know this, because you see a lot of unemployment, a lot of suffering and pain, but children went to school, but they cannot have a job. So make sure, share with your friends, share with those who have children in school, so that they can get to know. They might want to help, but they don't know how. And this step-by-step guide, I'm using it for my children and it's working. You will use it for your child, it will work. They will use it for their children and it will work. Thank you so much, and God bless you.